What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Ultravox. And I've made an executive decision. We will still go through the instrumental tracks, bonus tracks left in the folder for Lament. Thank you again to Phil. But for the time being, I figured let's jump back to some tunes with actual vocals and lyrics that I haven't heard from them. And in that regard, we're going to jump to this 40th Anniversary Deluxe Edition of Vienna. Thank you to Vera for sending this. And the first track on the second record, which is all songs that are not on the original album, is Waiting. Now, I've reacted to Waiting, so we're going to jump over that one, and we're going to listen to Face to Face. And as far as I know, I've never reacted to or heard a song by Ultravox called Face to Face. And this is apparently recorded live at St. Albans in, is that August? I think it's August of 1980. So just briefly thinking about the title, Face to Face, it's obviously a visual and proximal reference in a physical sense, but of course that can be viewed more broadly or more figuratively, meaning to be directly engaged with someone, and that could be, of course, emotionally or in some other capacity. But yeah, the idea of looking right at each other, being right in each other's presence. So I do wonder if this is the type of title which will function on multiple levels. Of course, with a live performance, I wonder if we'll get any befores or afters, as they call them, meaning, or as I call them, meaning, you know, the band interacting with the audience or maybe even joking with themselves. So yes, I'm curious about all of this. Let's give it a listen. This is Ultravox, and make sure I have the right, yes, the right record here of the two records. The track is Face to Face, and it is a live performance included on this 40th Anniversary Edition of Vienna. You know, my light is burned out from my turntable here. The little, you know, light that shines onto the record, and it's hard to see where the split is. There we go. Is that live? was live. I was genuinely wondering. Whether that was like a, live in the sense that it was a, sort of like a demo recording where they just went into the studio and recorded it. So then the next one says live at the Lyceum. But that's interesting because that felt like it was just a continuation of the same, the crowd cheered and then it like went into another song. So hopefully I'm not like cutting off. No, it does. How many tracks are on this side? 3, 4, 5. So there's 3 more after this? Is that? Yeah, okay. I think that is indeed. Yeah, that was Face to Face. So that's really interesting. I wonder if they just kind of like blend the sound of one concert recording into another one. I don't know, if I'm somehow like interrupting Face to Face and it wasn't actually over, which it pretty clearly seemed to be over, let me know. But either way, yeah, that's cool. It's like number one, for a lot of the track, I was thinking it doesn't really sound like synth pop or, it feels more like new wave rock, but even then kind of mixed with like psychedelic rock. It had a bit of this psychedelic rock vibe to it. So, definitely different than a tune like Vienna, say, but yeah, by the end, there's more electronic sounds. I mean, I was hearing some of the keys before that, but by the end, that organ, that, sort of like Gothic cathedral-style organ was very prominent. It was like getting louder and louder, and then there was that little more electric or electronic-sounding bleeping sort of melody line. And so by the end, it's like, okay, it sounds more synthy, but more like synth art, not like synth pop. So, yeah, really interesting one in terms of the sonic character. And for, again, a lot of it was like a psychedelic meets new wave rock type of tune. Lyrically, I didn't catch a lot, but I did catch some lines, like the idea of like, it was like, what is it, something like the city's empty, or this, what was it? It's like, there's nothing here. And there was another line that, of course, I'm now blanking on. I blame my confusion over whether it was the end of this track or the beginning of another one, because I had a few lines in mind that I wanted to talk about, but yeah, it sounded like there was some absence of people or context or motion, and in that regard, the face-to-face. I mean, I obviously heard the title phrase, and it was like face-to-face, room-to-room, which is still dealing with something that's adjacent, but like separated by like a wall and the physical space itself, not the faces, the visage, like within a space. So yeah, it's one that I'd have to think about more. I do wonder, anytime I have a vinyl copy, I think there might be a lyric sheet here. Oh, but is this just for the regular album? Oh, we have got lyrics. My eyes are not great, so give me a moment. I'm going to have to get a light. Okay. So the lyrics to Face to Face. There's nothing left. The system's gone. It's taking over right before our eyes. That's interesting. It's all over, hear them cry. It's all over, hear them sigh. It's all over, nothing but time was all we had. Face to face, room to room, it's taking over. The streets are bare, there's nothing there. That's what the line was. It's all gone now, right before our eyes. It's all over, we daren't cry. Good use of daren't. It's all over, and she daren't die. It's all over, nothing but time was all I had. Face to face, room to room, it's taking over. We hear them cry. It's all over, we hear them die. It's all over, nothing but time. Face to face, room to room, we're taking over. That's interesting, because it sounds like, one system or one type of reality is coming to an end as it's being overtaken by another type of reality. And again, the streets are bare, she's dying, but by the end, again, it's like we're taking over. So I don't know if there's like a socio-political layer to that. It feels like that could be something, but it's also like psychological and atmospheric, and the idea of recognizing that, one process, one system, one reality is being overtaken by another, and like perception. So, yeah, it's one I'd have to think about, but I am curious about the essence of the meaning as it was originally written. And I've talked about it in many cases. Of course, lyrics, they're dialogue, because even if the writer had a very specific meaning when they're writing it, the ears and brains of listeners have their own understandings, their own histories, their own contexts, and inevitably they're going to be filtered through those prisms, and they may take on meanings that are, on some level at least, quite legitimate, but which were not intended by the writers. So, yeah, definitely a tune with a very engaging concept, and one that I have wonderings about, but I'm not quite sure how to take it on a first listen. Nevertheless, very cool, and I'm looking forward to more of these bonus tunes on the second record. So again, thank you to Vera, thank you to all the Ultravox fans who've been following since, the early days, which again, I believe I started with the material. I'm suddenly second guessing that. Didn't I start with the material that was when John Fox was still in the group? I think I did. Nevertheless, I'll have to go back and look, because admittedly, it's been a bit stop-start. I remember I went through a couple albums, and then I think it was when Phil, put more of their material on the drive, it sort of restarted again, so I'll have to look back into that, but I think that's right. Either way, we'll keep going through all that I have access to, and we will continue to enjoy the stylings and evolution of Ultravox. So let me know what you think of this one. I will see you next time. Peace.